So let's start off with the killer dad. That's what I'm going to call him from now, because I have put him in the hellhole. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Can't find it now. I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. Oh, I have definitely put him in the hellhole this morning. Oh, there he is. I need to put some music to these hellhole videos, don't I? Like some dramatic music. Like do, 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 do. Something like that. Some hellish music. So, yeah, he's gone into the hellhole for killing his 3 beautiful daughters. For anyone who doesn't know this case, it is very sad. But it has to be talked about because this is a very serious issue. You're talking about an estranged father. These 3 girls, Peyton, Evelyn and Olivia, 3 sisters, and killer dad. He was estranged from the mother, Whitney. He had limited access to the children, but unsupervised access. And he came and got them one fateful Saturday, said he'd be back in a couple of hours, and he never came back with them. And they were found, hands tied behind their back, 2 plastic bags over their head where they'd been smothered at a campsite. So then ensued that big search for him, for killer dad, yielded no fruit for ages, weeks and weeks and weeks. There were fake sightings of him, or false sightings, I should say, from well-intentioned people who thought they'd seen him, but it wasn't him. Wasted a lot of police time and resources. And then the police decided to go back to square one, to go back to where the little girls were found killed, and search again and again and again. So I think it was the 4th search that finally, from a drone, I think, or a helicopter from above anyway, a shirt was spotted. And when they took a closer look, they found scattered bones, clothes, and they're like they were 99.9% certain that these bones belong to killer dad, which is this horrible person who, as I say, has gone into the hellhole now. This picture makes me feel sick. I mean, it literally does. Just with all these MAGA crap on. Oh yeah, good old American dad. And he murdered these girls. Anyway, killer dad, he was ex-military. He was supposed to know a lot about survivalism. So it was thought that he may have, be hiding out somewhere, or he may have gone to Canada or have a bunker. Anyway, it doesn't seem so. So let's just have a look at a bit of a news conference. Let's see. So the US Marshal Service have declared Travis dead, but not the sheriff.
The update this morning.
Oh no, I can't do with TikTok things. Let's see, that's not. Let's try that.
We begin with the manhunt for Travis Decker finally coming to an end after a nearly 4-month search. Decker was wanted for kidnapping and killing his 3 young daughters back in May. 13's Alejandro Guzman has a story.
We've been waiting for these DNA results since late last week. Now we're learning that prosecutors were actually closing the case against Travis Decker. They're even going as far as canceling his arrest warrant. This is all according to court filings after.
Yeah, so the marshal's office and they've cancelled his arrest warrant. As far as they're concerned, he's dead. The DNA on the clothes, as far as they're concerned, proves that he's dead, and they're not, they want to get this case closed off. But it's interesting that the sheriff department, they're waiting for the because the DNA from the bones has not come through yet. Only the DNA from the clothes, and the sheriff is not prepared to, which really is right, isn't it? Because when you think about it, that could be any person deceased there, and they could be Travis Decker's clothes. Maybe Travis Decker killed them. I think it's unlikely, and I do think this is Travis Decker. But what I'm trying to say is, waiting for the DNA results from the bones is probably the most sensible thing.
The U.S. Marshals confirmed to them that Decker is dead. Remains were found last week just 3/4 of a mile from the Rock Island campground, where investigators say Travis Decker killed his 3 young daughters, Peyton, Evelyn, and Olivia, ending a months-long manhunt that pulled in Chelan County deputies, the FBI, and the U.S. Marshals. Visitors in Leavenworth are pushing through smoky skies, now with word that Decker has been found dead.
First, to the law enforcement, great appreciation for their persistence in finding him.
That's great. At least they found him. It was too much. They had to find him somehow.
But even with the case ending, the impact this has had on the community is heavy.
It's shocking that something like that can happen, that a father can take the lives of his children. Senseless. It's awful.
Others, like Marty Satina, say they'll never forget the timing of the tragedy.
So I was over this area in the early summer, and it was the weekend that he killed his children. And so I'm back here, and now they've confirmed that he died.
That's a long time. It's just too heartbreaking.
Despite these court filings, the Chelan County Coroner's Office is still waiting for DNA results back from the Washington State Crime Lab to identify the remains as positively belonging to Travis Decker. However, they do say that no matter how long, we may never know the true cause and manner of death. In Leavenworth, Alejandra Guzman, back to you.
Yeah. So, like when that woman was talking, wasn't she, about Travis being dead, and she went, yeah, like that. And it's true, that's how it feels. It's good to know he's not sucking air anymore, that he's not a threat to Whitney, the mother, of course, anymore. He's not a threat to anybody anymore. But, of course, there are a lot of unanswered questions, aren't there? I mean, what on earth possessed this man to kill these most beautiful children, these 3 girls? And, it doesn't even bear thinking about what they went through, knowing, that their daddy was going to kill them, probably knowing that watching him kill the others, or, it's just beyond belief, isn't it? Did he sedate them first? I mean, I don't know what came up in forensics. I think the cause of death was suffocation, but it makes you wonder, did he sedate them first, or did he really? I mean, obviously it'd be easy for him to overpower them. He put their hands behind their backs, anyway, you can't even have to cut myself off from thinking about it, because it's just unbelievable that he could do that, a man who's supposed to love his children. So we won't get to know all that he is. It won't be made to held accountable, will he? Not in this life. We won't get to know what was going through his head. We won't get to know maybe even how he died, because supposedly there was no firearm found at the scene. That's what they told us in the last press conference. So how did he do it, And of course the animals had scattered him because he'd been there for quite some time. And some people are sort of critical, why didn't they find him earlier? But it's very, we've seen the terrain. It's very difficult to find a body. That's something I definitely have come to realise. You think, oh yeah, you just said, a search party goes out, they find a body. It's bloody practically impossible in places like this. So yeah, we don't know. Did he leave a note? We don't know all the final things about it, and we don't know how he took his own life. If he did take his own life, you know, or did he have an accident? Did an animal get him? You know, this is what I mean. So although, of course, it's a good result, it's good that they found his remains. It's good that he's not on this earth anymore, to be honest. We won't miss him, will we? I mean, the earth will, this planet will miss these three girls who had a lot to offer to the world. Travis Decker, he didn't have anything more to offer to the world except, you know, hatred and sadness and all those things. And whether he had PTSD or not, or whether he had mental health issues or not, I really don't care, because lots of people have PTSD, have mental health issues. They do not murder their three lovely children who have done nothing wrong to them. You know, so if he felt like taking his own life, well, that's his life to live, isn't it? Or die. It's his life to take. These three girls, it was not their life to take. So that's why I think he will definitely, if anyone qualifies for going into the hellhole, it's definitely him. Lousy, horrible person. I get so angry when I talk about him, because he was the person those girls should have been able to trust. You know, it's bad enough when children get murdered by strangers, isn't it? But by their own father, who they've gone off for that, whatever it is, you know, he was allowed those few hours visitation. You know, he could take them off and bring them back. And they went with him willingly and trustingly, I expect. Probably excited to see the dad. Because whatever was going on between him and Whitney, the mother, you know, children don't sort of always see all that, do they? And quite often they get more excited about seeing the absent parent. You know, the absent parent is the one that takes them to the cinema or takes them play dates and exciting places. The parent that they're with all the time is the parent that tells them to go to bed at a certain time, do your homework, you know, eat your dinner, has to give you all the boring stuff that you don't want. So quite often children are more attached to their absent parent, because the absent parent, you know, is like a hero to them, because they're not telling them what to do all the time. And when they're with them, they're just having fun. You know, it's unfair, really. You know, whereas their regular parent, their parent that's with them 24/7, is just a party pooper, stopping them doing everything that they really want to do. And then they go to their sort of part-time parent and they let them stay up late, or they let them eat things they're not supposed to eat, or they let them do things they're not supposed to do. So I'm sure there's a lot of you out there who will empathise with both sides of that, either being the parent that just whisk them off every now and again, or the parent that has to lay down the ground rules and make sure they go to school and all these kind of things that kids don't want to do. So quite often, you know, the kids can feel more resentful towards their full-time parents. Okay, so I will let you know when the bone DNA comes through, but I just thought I'd give you that little update. Yeah, so the marshal's office, the prosecution service, etc., as far as they're concerned, the DNA on the clothes will do. As far as they're concerned, Killer Dad is dead. And they want they want to rescind the arrest warrant, all those things. It's like a question of paperwork, really, isn't it? They want to tidy it up and get it out of the way, and you know, move on to the next one, I suppose. But they just want a closure as far as legal terms are concerned. But as I say, the actual sheriff is saying, no, we're going to wait. We're still considering it an open case until we've had the bones confirmed as actually belonging to Killer Dad, not only the clothes. So let me know what you think. Do you think the sheriff's right to do that? Do you think the marshals are jumping the gun a little bit? You know, do you think it's just because in their keenness to get the case tied up and out of the way? But let me know what you think in